Yeah, so we were in the first, it was I think my first day of university, and we were in the same class and she was sitting in front of me. And I was really tired because, you know, I studied in Dubai but I live in Abu Dhabi. So drove down in the morning at like 8. I was really tired. So I asked her if she could just, you know, cover me so I could sleep behind her. So that's how we met. That was our first exchange.
I remember the first time I met Weber was actually, we were in a class together and we'd never been introduced to each other, and he was sitting behind me. And he tapped me on my shoulder and he said, excuse me, can you move a little to the right and cover me totally? And I just looked at him and I was like, for what? He's like, oh, I just want to sleep behind. And that was my first impression of him. And I was just like, oh my God, he's so weird. Like, who does that? This is our first class. And, you know, I was like the high school nerd. And for me, it was like, who is this guy? He's so weird. But that's how we first met.
Honestly, I didn't really until we came across all those similarities. And, you know, where everything started pointing towards, I guess now I do believe in faith. So, but if you asked me that like a few years ago, I'd be like, no man, never.
You know, we really started talking. The more we started talking, it was just like, there were so many things in common. You know, our parents were from similar places. Both our moms are from Kuwait. Our dads are from the same place in India. We even had the same bed sheet in our house, like surprisingly. The first time I visited his house, I was like, oh my God, I have the same bed sheet. So after that, it was just one thing after the other, and we just had too much in common.
But she is really nice and sweet no matter what, you know, no matter how much she yells at me or how much she tries to control me. You know, she's got a lot of patience as well. And, you know, I'd say she comes from a very humble, household, and, you know, they're really nice. And she's brought up really well, so she's a very, very sweet girl.
Weber he's crazy. He's so unpredictable. You know, if you walk around this wedding now, once people come and ask people to describe Weber in 3 words, the word crazy will come up like more often than you would imagine. And you know, that's him. He could be like, we could be going somewhere outside and he'd be sitting in the car telling me, oh, you know, but I'm really not in the mood for this and I don't want to do this. And like 2 hours later at the party, he'd be like up on the sofa, dancing, and, you know, a bottle in his hand, and, you know, that's him.
Yeah, just, you know, something that I'd want to tell her is that I love her a lot. I'll always take care of her. I mean, if I don't, there's nothing she can do about it now. But yeah, hopefully we'll make this last a long, long, long time.
Webu, I know we've been on each other's nerves like since this whole wedding planning started, and we've had our crazy days, and you know, in spite of it all, we're here today, and I think you make me so happy. You're crazy. I don't know how I'm ever going to keep up with you, but I guess you're my kind of crazy, and you know, that's what I love about you, and that is the bottom line, that I really, really love you, and I'm looking forward to this, the next 3 days and the 100 million days after that.
Let us meet the team behind planning this wedding successfully.
So how many months does it take to plan a wedding in Thailand? That really depends on the requirements of the family. Some take up to a year, some take 1 month, but on average we would say 4 to 6 months is a good time. That would require usually, I would say, one trip to come and plan and finalize their location, finalize their planner, and then the next trip would be to finalize all the different details such as decor, what's it going to look like, what fun ideas will we have, how will the groom enter, etc., etc. However, with Anuja and Vaibhav's wedding, it was a bit different.
Yeah, with Anuja and Vaibhav's wedding, it was quite different. They took us on about a year before the actual wedding, and believe us, there was no time wasted at all in that 1 year. Anuja was actually one of the most well-informed brides that we've worked with. She knew all the new trends with all the weddings that were taking place around the same time. She knew all the new entrance styles, all the new songs, all the fun ideas, all the cool things that were happening at all the current weddings. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a great experience with her, and but I think we missed her after that 1 year.
Yeah, I think closer to the wedding, I used to talk to Anuja a lot more, like a couple times a week at least. And I remember when the wedding ended, I felt a little bit of a void. We really missed her. She was a lovely bride to work with.
I think that the main, not problem, but it's normal in every wedding is that, you know, you come here, you get married in Thailand, you have a very intense relationship for 4 months, 6 months, 1 year, and then suddenly, poof, they're gone, and you feel like you just broke up with your boyfriend or your husband or something. It's quite an interesting feeling that you have when you say goodbye to the family. Of course, we're in touch with a few, but it's a very different sort of work. There are no repeat customers, hopefully.
Look at these beauties. Don't I look like a bride? I think I certainly do. And I'm totally loving it. On her wedding day, every bride wants to shine like a star. और कहते हैं शादी के मौके पर सारी दुल्हनों को ढेर सारे गहने मिलते हैं। तो आइए सुनते हैं डाइम रूजा से some tips on gifting options.
In terms of how a person or a retailer or a shop can be careful of what to buy and what not to buy, and in particularly for the individuals who want to give gifts, there are a few important things. Basically, is that how they can handle the jewelry afterwards if there is an issue with it. So like if you buy earrings, anybody can wear it, but of course you have to be careful in terms of the clips, other things. At the same time, necklaces can be made with the 2 clasps in the back. So typically we make necklace with 15 plus 1 inch or 15 plus 2 inch depending on the people's requirement. So people can make it short or long as per their own requirement. But if you go for a ring or if you go for a bangle or a bracelet, it's very difficult to size. And in particularly when there are different very labor intensive work done, it is very complicated to do the sizing. We are able to do a lot of things because we use a lot of laser welding in our factory. And so the work is very delicate, but in many places where we export, sometimes it's not easy for a retailer to handle that. So we ask them to be very careful in this selection, or if particularly for an individual as well. Once they buy, if they cannot handle it afterwards, it's an issue. So if they are buying for a gift, always the earrings or necklaces, these are one of the most popular items. Or depending on certain bracelets where we do some kind of flexible setting as well, or flexible clasp also, is possible as well. There are a lot of other materials sometimes that we use. Suppose if it's an emerald or some of the semi-precious stones, it's not easy to size any of the piece because you must take out the material because the material is very fragile. When you are storing the material also, you have to be very careful so it doesn't get damaged, because the stones are, as we said, are very delicate at the same time. So these are certain small points one person has to be very careful. At the same time, when people go for more expensive range of jewelry in terms of to buy for the family or gifting or giving for the weddings, we suggest them when it goes for beyond certain price point to wear to make it more into a classical designs, which is like timeless, means it goes over generations and it doesn't get over. I mean, doesn't go out with the fashion. So in this case, it can pass with the generations as well. You know, of course, with the time, a lot of design becomes antique and also comes back what we call antique reproductions. Over the years, we have seen this phenomena as well in Art Deco designs or antique reproductions. What was made in 1930s or 1950s again become popular in certain time frame. It stays for some time and then it goes away. So this is like a cycle that we see on and off over a period of time.
Parents are symbols of unconditional love and pillars of our strength. They may not express their emotions all the time, but at weddings, take a look.
अठारह की एज से शादी के लिए थी रेडी और नंबर लगा 26 पर। अब जब समय आ गया है तो लग रहा है थोड़ा डर। ना कभी लंबी छुट्टी और ना ही दूर की कोई यूनिवर्सिटी। इतना तो हो नहीं पाया, कैसे करूंगी वाइफ और बहू की ड्यूटी। Thank you, Papa, for giving just about everything to us four. And after this dream wedding you've given to me, I couldn't ask for anything more. Mama, don't you worry, I haven't forgotten you. You are a living example of a great wife and an even greater mother. With you to watch and learn from, we never needed any other.
I could be close or a million miles far, but I'll always love you too.
Anuja, I think she has been very independent from the very childhood. She's very loving. She's very diligent. I'm really very happy that they're getting married, and I wish them all the best in their life. I'm especially very happy the whole family is here and everybody's joined us for the fun.
She's a lovely daughter. She takes care of everyone in the house. She's very considerate, loves everyone. It's very emotional time for me because she's youngest and she's leaving me now. Every evening when she used to come from office, she used to call my name. Suman Kumari, what will you give me now? What are you feeding me now? So I'm going to miss her, those mischiefs which she used to do with me. Anuja, be yourself. You are a good daughter. I know you are going to be a good wife and a good daughter-in-law. God bless you and God bless your family.
Weber is a very caring, very loving, and a very genuine person. I don't think he can ever lie, you know. He's too straightforward. And maybe sometimes in today's world, especially in business, I don't know whether it's good or it's bad, but definitely in his personal relationship, he wins thumbs up. He was a very naughty kid, but nobody could ever catch him doing mischief. So maybe Anuja will have to work around that. When he's up to mischief, she should try and catch him. We feel wonderful because we have a wonderful girl. With very good family values, very good upbringing, and I'm sure we love her more than our daughter. And she will love us a lot too. So we feel wonderful that such a girl is coming into our family. And it makes us very, very happy.
Yes, I have seen she is very caring, loving, and that's what we want from her.
We want a daughter. First and foremost, they should be the best of friends. And then the three most important things. Love, of course, is there, which is the foundation of any relationship. Then I would say trust, and I would say mutual respect for each other. Without that, no relationship can be complete.
Well, she has said most of the things, but I'll say only one more. For them, they are young, they're starting the new life. So for them, the most important thing is health and then wealth. They should take care of their health first. That's what I always advise children nowadays.
Swadika, Namaste Ji, Sat Sri Akal. My name is Renu Bhatia and I am the Indian wedding consultant of Softwell Krabi. Krabi as a province, I would like to share, is a new emerging wedding destination famous for its various islands, untouched beaches. Softwell Krabi as a property, it's beautiful, dramatic beauty resort, low rise, and the accessibility, it's got 2 wings, hence makes it more easier for families to move around to different outlets, which is highly important, especially when you have the senior citizens coming and joining the wedding celebrations. Now about the landscape, it's got beautiful landscapes in various wings, wing A and wing B, which is perfect for different functions that you want to hold outside. It could be your Mehndi function, it could be your Sangeet function, or it could be your welcome dinner function. So that gives an advantage if you don't want to repeat your functions, which most of the families do not want to repeat. The advantage of Softwell Krabi also has a golf course, which is right next to the property. So it's good for receptions. It has the biggest marquee that's in the golf course. So for bigger number of guests, if you have 500 plus, so the marquee is an advantage, it's an air-conditioned marquee. There is an indoor ballroom as well that can be catered, and for late night parties that can go up till late. So if you want to have after functions, indoor ballroom is a perfect. We have in-house Indian chefs as well who can cater to vegetarian and non-vegetarian Indian selections. Something different, unique, which I would say about doing weddings in Softwell Krabi is the trip, the island trip that you can add as one of activities for your guests during the 3 days normally the weddings that take place. This trip itself has been, for all the weddings for the families that have organized the Softwell Krabi, has been have been a wow affair. What makes Softwell Krabi another special factor is the personal touch that we put in right from the proposal segment, coming from inspections, coming from discussing on the menus, and till the goodbyes. This is a positive feedback that we have got from the families who still remember the time during the wedding period they had at Softwell Krabi is a personal touch of each staff. It will be a memorable experience for you and for your loved ones.
दिल मांगता है दिल 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 मांगता है दिल मांगता है दिलदार सोनिए तू आजा सोनिया प्यार का कर ले कर ले कर ले कर ले प्यार का कर ले करार सोनिए तू आजा सोनिए कर ले प्यार का कर ले करार सोनिए तू आजा सोनिए दिल मांगता है दिल 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 मांगता है दिल मांगता है दिलदार सोनिए तू आजा सोनिए
चढ़ा लगे सरकार खोल दे ये देखो खोला उसने थोड़ा
Before I sign off from this episode of Dulha Dulhan Destination, here's a safety tip. I know we Indians love jewelry, right? But let's not get carried away. It might be a risk. Here is the hack of the week.